Okay, here we go. Welcome to Changing the Game with Deandra Chanel and G-Lew.
Bodies around the spaceship. Hell effect.
Hello, my lovely people. Welcome to Changing the Game with Deandra Chanel and G-Lew. As you can see, my lovely co-host is not here, but we're sending him love and light and hope to see him back next week. So tonight we have an amazing individual and such a talented soul by the name of Fatell, who's going to be on our show tonight. Fatell has an affiliation with No Limit, and he's also a radio host as well. So let's bring him in and talk about his accomplishments in his career.
Oh, yo,
Hello
yo,
there.
uh,
How you doing?
super blessed. On my way to another meeting right now. Luckily, there's no traffic, and it's a blessing. I'll take it.
Thank you for blessing the platform and coming on.
Yeah, all good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So tell us a little bit about Fatell and how you started in the music industry.
Oh man, a 2 hour conversation into a 1 minute statement. Okay. Well, I started as an MC. I found my way into this industry, being a radio personality. Through that, it kind of just evolved because music was the first forefront of what got me into this game. It was MC means move the crowd, so I was inspired by the greats. I came up on the Run DMCs of the world, the Rock Hymns. I know the Sugar Hill Gang rappers. A lot is the first hip hop song ever played on the radio. So I come from hip hop culture to the max, and through that, and just being an MC over the years, I developed into being a radio host, and now I'm a radio guy, and that kind of opened a lot of doors for me that music never even did, to be honest. And now, still being active with music and still being a radio person at the same time is kind of, I feel, put me in a position where I'm able to collaborate with great talented individuals that I meet through my radio platform, and also cross it into my music now that I'm still helping other artists to put out my own music as well.
So you're the first MC that we've ever had on our show, just so you're aware. So congratulations. But
You said what?
I don't feel like nowadays that MCs get the proper credit that they deserve. I feel like being an MC is an underappreciated career. Would you agree?
Oh
I,
yeah, MC means move the crowd. No matter what you're doing with a microphone, you could be giving gospel, you could be spreading love, you could spread hate, you could do a lot of things with a microphone, and it's up to you what you choose to do with that mic. Like Nas said, we all if only had if I had one mic. Like you could change the world with a microphone. You really can. That's why being a creative, being an artist, quote unquote, and having a platform with a microphone is very very. It takes a lot of responsibility because it's like something so sacred where you can either do damage with that microphone or you can really uplift and change lives with that microphone. And I choose to do it in a positive way. I feel.
no, I agree 100%. I feel like the voice is the most influential thing that a person has. And especially in the music industry, like you don't know what you do when you're out there hyping the crowd and you're really like changing lives and just hyping people up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So you're a local, but you're from Northern California.
I'm from Southern California, born and raised, where I spent all of my days. I I grew up in the Antelope Valley. As far as shout to 661. I spent my young years out there in like Palmdale, Lancaster, my teenage years, and then, through that journey, I was always back and forth to Los Angeles. I was always, even from being a young buck, I was like, yo, I'm gonna hop on this Metrolink, and I'm gonna hop in from Lancaster, go to downtown LA, take the red line, blue line, get to Long Beach, get to Compton, wherever I was going that had access to a studio back in the day, and I was always on that grind since I was 17, 18 years old. And here I am being 36 now. So like it shows I really put my life into this for real, and I've been all in. So like, LA in general, California is definitely home, and I don't know if I live anywhere else. So yeah, definitely California for sure.
Would you feel like, do you feel like California is the mecca for music, or would you say it's more of an East Coast thing?
Oh man, it's hard to say because everyone knows about the boogie down Bronx, man. You gotta know about East Coast, man. If you know hip hop, man, and hip hop definitely has a lot of culture tied into the East Coast, man. You can't take it away. Um, I think at the end of the day, I think it's just about like there's different sounds, man. Some people like Biggie, some people like Tupac, some people like Flaming Young, some people want Wagyu. It's like what you want. You want a peanut butter sandwich? You want a jelly sandwich? Like I'll take both.
No, for
Yeah.
real.
Hello.
So, what was your ultimate goal when you got into the industry? What was your ultimate goal? Were you trying to be an MC, or were you trying to get into radio?
No, radio was never a vision or a goal. It was never
Oh,
anything that was. It was never anything where I was like, I'm going to accomplish this. Like, no, that's what you call divine intervention. God said, "Hey, man, we're gonna open some doors for you in this arena. You wasn't looking to do it, but hey." And it's so crazy because like once I just surrendered to that, like so many things just opened up. Man, I was able to get music with, I got to collaborate with legendary artists through doing radio that brought into my music. Like I have a song with the late great Gangsta Boo, 3 6 Mafia, the Queen of Memphis. Like she passed away, and she gave me her last record before she passed away, and I was in the studio with her, and
yeah.
things like that. I met her through my radio career, through my radio side, and then it linked it just us building some synergy, and then us doing original music together. Same thing with like the Outlaws, Tupac's group, or like Carolyn Rodriguez. Like a lot of these people I have music with, it tied into me interviewing them or working with them in the radio side, and they're like, "Oh, Fatal, you do music too? Like, let's connect." And it just like a friendship and a vibe gets built. So
Mhm.
it's kind of cool. Like I can collab all that together too, and still have a platform that's bigger than just being an artist. Where I could go to brands, I could go to companies, and be like, "Look, man, I have a radio platform. I can help promote your business and grow your business as well as only saying, hey, man, I got this cool new song. Check out my new song.' Like no matter how dope it is. So it's kind of like you have to have. I feel like the platform is what has enabled me to continue to grow with my music and put out better and new music.
Speaking of which, along with you being a radio personality and a recording artist, you're also a brand ambassador.
Yep.
Let's
Yes.
talk about that a little bit more, because the brand ambassador situation is something that's fairly new to a lot of people. So, kind of elaborate on how you got into brand ambassador.
I've been doing it for a long time now, working with brands in the past, such as like the Volato Footwears of the world, which is like an urban, footwear company in Los Angeles. I've been doing with them for years, and they actually closed down a couple of years ago, but I was with them for a lot of years in my youth. And just in general, all the way from that up to different cannabis brands I'm working with, doing brand ambassador work, or just different companies, or even restaurants, or just different things. Like we work affiliated with Bel Air, obviously, with my guy Don Johnson. We're working with the Santa Anita racetrack and the race community as well. A couple of different foundations within the horse racing industry. So no matter what it is, I just having brand deals for an artist nowadays, or working with different foundations or different companies and brands in general, is the only way to sustain the competition out here, man. You have to align yourself with organizations and groups of people that are succeeding. And that's like almost a new record deal for an artist. Like you have to have partnerships, because if you don't have no brand deals, it's like, bro, you're gonna be working real, real hard. And like nowadays, having that partnership is what enables you, I feel, to give you that support to push and grow your following too.
So, what would you consider to be the better way of brand ambassading? Would you consider the old school way with radio and TV to be a better way of doing it, or do you think the social media era has had brand ambassading taking off?
Social media is crazy, man. It's the world now we live in, and I come from the old school myself, man. I come from the era of if you're an artist, bro, you have to get your ass out there in these streets and hustle your CD and go slang your record like dope, bro. I used to have to go out there push my CDs like drugs, bro, all from day to night out there pushing about a backpack full of CDs as a teenager throughout LA County, you know what I'm saying, on the Metrolink, all that. And like I come from that era. So now I feel like a lot of that has gone away, obviously, because we're in a digital era now with everything and social media. But I feel like some of that old school mentality is still very much so required in order to be out the box and stand out. Because I think a lot of these new people, this new energy that we're on right now, this futuristic mentality is like it lost sight to a little bit of that impersonal engagement. And I think that personal engagement that we were built on is a key fundamental towards success because there's only so much you can connect with someone behind a phone, behind a screen, behind an email, behind an Instagram, behind a text message. Get in front of someone. Give them a hug. Put your hand on them when you're talking to them. Put your hand on their shoulder. See how much more different that is. Look at them in the eye. You smell something. If I walk in smelling good, ooh wee, you go like, damn, they don't smell good. You don't know if I smell good if I'm on a text message. You don't know. I'm just
No,
saying.
bro.
So just in general, like I think the vibes were everything. I think just being in front of people has always been my secret weapon because I know how to flourish in front of people, like more than even the social media era. Because I like to be in front. I like to be with the people. I like to mingle and stack them cakes like sprinkles. Hello. So yeah. Hmm.
I would say that with brand ambassadoring online, I feel like the hustler's mentality has lost its way.
Yeah.
I don't think that you're able to sell your brand as much when you're doing it online because people are just waiting for that. Like as soon as you okay buy this, and then
Hmm.
they're waiting for it to come in. When you're out there hustling old school the way we used to with the CDs and all that other stuff, it's more of an authentic way to hustle.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Survival
and
of
the
the
fact that
fittest. You
today
gotta
people
go
didn't
get
look at
it.
this brand ambassadoring,
Hmm. So
that's
what?
good.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like right now we need more old school energy. So I like that hybrid energy. I'm mixing the old school and the new school because you have to be on the new end. You can't be living outdated either. So you still have to
Yeah,
be futuristic with what's going on right now, but in the same time, mix a little bit of that face to face engagement like we used to do. Mix a little bit of that just hey man, talk to people in person, man. You never know. You get more support in real life than you do behind a phone sometimes.
I agree 100%.
Hmm.
So talk to me about frenzy broadcasting.
Yeah, so Frenzy Broadcasting is my production company. We started during the pandemic, 2020. It was originally just like a podcast vision. We were like, oh, everybody was in the house, we're locked up, couldn't go nowhere. It's like, okay, let's create a podcast platform. From that, it developed over the past few years, obviously going into now, still going, and we do everything now. It's not just podcasts. It's radio. It's obviously the syndicated show I have, the after party show is a part of Frenzy. It's everything from radio to TV. I have two TV shows right now in post production that we filmed this last couple of years that I directed and produced with my team Frenzy. So now we're doing TV, reality TV stuff, and travel shows and stuff like that, as well as producing music videos and podcast. We still do podcasts, and we do. I'm involved with multiple podcasts now, not just one. So shout out to my guy Don Johnson. We have a new one coming soon called "So Here's the Thing" podcast as well. And then I have another one called Top Shelf coming as well. And then we have another one, and with Aqua Hydrate water brand. Like I said, another one of those brand deals I was telling you about. We work with. So this is all in addition to after party, in addition to the music, in addition to everything I was rolling. So like it's just evolution, And I never really thought it would grow to this, where it'd be so diverse as a full production company, but it's fully evolved, real.
Congratulations to you on that. Do you
Mhm.
see yourself selling any of your shows or ideas to bigger networks?
Um, I'm open to it. I mean, I'm never gonna walk in with a closed mind. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm definitely growing after party right now. We have a brand new syndication. I'm gonna announce top of August coming up. We have a brand new FM station we're launching actually August 2nd. So, that's adding to our syndication as well for after party. So we're just in a growing season right now. We're at a new season. We're doing all our interviews now at Soho House. And just a beautiful thing. We're just trusting the process over here, and I want to shout out my team because man, your team makes a dream happen, man. Let me tell you right there, because no matter how dope you are, no matter how strong you are, no matter how talented you are, no matter how much money you got, it doesn't even matter. You need a team, bro, and not just any team. You need a superhero team because you need the Avengers, man. Because this industry is tough, and even Superman needs backup sometimes, for real. And like, I get to a point where, like, even when I get exhausted, I just like, oh man, imagine if I didn't have my team, I'd be done. Like, I just, I'm grateful for real because it keeps it flowing.
Yeah, because coming from an independent, like I do everything solo, so it's extremely difficult
Oh yeah, for
when
sure.
you're running solo as opposed to having a team. So that's very important.
For sure.
So let's talk a little bit about your music career. We know that you're an MC and a radio personality, but let's talk about your music.
Music's been my everything since day one, man. I got into it when I was about 15 years old. Around that age is when I just was just sold sold to life on it. This is what I wanted to do in my life was music. And it was always a way when I was younger and I was angry to express myself constructively without getting to further issues because I was real rebellious. I was always getting in school. I got expelled from two high schools for fighting in high school, and I was always just going through these anger issues and shit that stemmed from my childhood. And like music, when I discovered it around that 15, 16-year-old age, is like changed my life. It was like that was my new passion in life. It was like my area. It was my air. It was like it became my water. It was like I need this. Like this is everything to me. It's how I can talk my shit creatively and actually I seen my life becoming nothing else other than this. And I just was all in on it. And here we are all these years later, still going, still being resilient. I got the album on right now, Resilient. It's exclusive on my website, frenzybroadcasting.com. I need y'all to go check out that website. Um, just everything's going down right now. I got new songs out right now coming out. Like I said, Gangsta Boo, The Outlaws. I got a new one dropping called Ride with Will Gittins, a very talented singer, Will Gittins. We got a new one out coming called Ride, produced by Donald XL Robertson, No Limit Latin. It's just like a lot of music's coming out right now. Go Low featuring Hazel. I have a Kaboom album coming out, Latin album, reggaeton, Spanish hip hop coming out outside of the Resilient album. So we'll hit y'all with two albums this year, multiple singles. I got a new single YBE coming out as well. YBE, he's doing his thing in the Latino culture right now with the Hispanic rappers in Cali right now. Shout out YBE. So we got a new record out called My Haters as well coming out. Bunch of music with Carolyn Rodriguez, Synergy. She's on the album Kaboom as well. We got some tours coming up, some shows. So like music is still growing and it's getting better and better because I've been on this marathon like Nipsey, and like literally it's to the point now where it's just so organic. Like, don't panic, it's organic. Like we really just flow in. Like Poppy didn't flow without effort. And we just like it's just like because I'm not trying anymore but in a good way, it's just like so coming out like effortlessly. Like I was like, damn, I wish I would have been flowing like this when I was young, bro. It's like I wasn't flowing like this, but it's all good. Because that was part of God's timing. And now we have a platform built, we have a great team. We have a lot of people watching us more than ever. And I think it's just testimony to never give up, bro, because it's never too late. I am 36 years old, bro, and I am still living my dream. I'm getting better. Doors are opening up. I am not stopping. Y'all better get y'all mouths picked up from dropping because we gonna keep going. Hello.
So is your music exclusive to Frenzy Broadcasting, or do you have it on other
No,
platforms?
we're everywhere. But the album Resilient, the new album is exclusively only available right now on the website, and that's for the purpose of cutting out the industry because streaming sucks. Streaming don't pay shit. Artists need to get educated. You know what I'm saying? These labels own these streaming platforms, bro, and you guys are just getting duped. I mean, you guys, I mean, we guys, I mean, us. We've been getting effed over for a long time. It's been the way of the world, way of the land. And the way I wanted to do it was I wanted to shift things. I wanted to drop the album exclusively under my control, where it's not available anywhere else, where I control it. And guess what? A lot of people have already purchased the album. And with that being said, it's like I'm taking the control back from the industry. It's like the artists are taking the power back. And that's why I did it this way. But eventually, at some point, I will put the album Resilient on, the Spotify's and all DSPs. But for now, it's just been sitting there exclusively going good on the website.
So you guys make sure you cop his album on frenzybroadcasting.com for those who don't know.
Sure. Resilient, baby.
Okay, so are you signed to No Limit?
Well, okay. So No Limit Latin. I am not signed to No Limit. I partnered up with Donald XL Robertson, which is my distribution partner out of Texas, multi-platinum producer. He goes all the way out, way back from the very, very core roots of No Limit. He's from New Orleans as well. We came up around P. He done a lot of those records from the No Limit camp, as well as Ray J, Brandy, and a lot of different artists. I met him through actually Ray J and Brandy. I was being signed to Knockout. So Ray J and Brandy's dad, Willie Norwood Sr., connected me with Donald. And when I got connected with Donald, Donald gave me my own record label. So he gave me Fatell Music. He became my distributor and basically gave me the access to be my own boss and leveled me up. This was a lot of years ago. So he's been my mentor now several years. So shout out to Donald. So once that happened, all these years later, fast forward a little bit, we've been talking for all these years, right? About Don. One day we're gonna get with Master P. We're gonna get P involved, and we're gonna do this No Limit Latin thing. We're gonna twist the No Limit brand and do a Latin division and look for like reggaeton artists and regional Mexican artists and just different genres of Latin hip hop and shit, right? So with all this time flying by, it wasn't until this last, I would say, couple of years when the team finally got right after all that game plan, just like trusting the process. And now we're at the point after a couple calls with Master P and him obviously giving the co-sign and all of that, loving the vision that we have. We've been just running with it. You know what I'm saying? I got my squad, you know what I'm saying? Donald basically put me in charge of the West Coast, you know what I'm saying, with his No Limit Latin thing. And went out there and started recruiting artists and putting artists under the umbrella. Like, Hazel's one of our first artists. He's a producer of mine. Shout out Top Notch. He does editing for me as well. And the dude just so ridiculously talented. He does so many different things. And he's one of our Latin artists we got coming out under the umbrella of No Limit Latin, as well as a couple other singers we're working with, some reggaeton stuff too.
Congratulations to you on that. I didn't even know that No Limit had a Latin division. It's fairly new.
We're moving. We on the move.
Good for you.
Thank you.
When you're making music, is there any particular artist that inspires you when you're making your music? Legends or newbies?
Oh man, it sounds so funny. People would never even get this from me or expect this, but bro, I listen to so much Motown, bro. Like, I love the Motown era, man. You swear I was like an old soul from Detroit or something, man, because I be on my David Ruffin shit sometimes, man. I be over here like listening to Temptations, Teddy Pendergrass, like Aretha Franklin. Like, I listen to like old music, man. Al Green. Like, I love a lot of oldies, you know what I'm saying? I think that's where my soul comes from, like a lot of the old energy. But as far as obviously Eminem was one of my biggest inspirations in hip hop, or why I got into hip hop when I was younger, because he always was like the underdog that was outcast, that just had to be twice as dope as everyone else because of his skin color or just like how much he was looked down on for whatever it was. And like, he had his anger issues too. And I kind of like, I was like, I engaged with that, man. Like, he's overcoming, and he did it with a microphone. So definitely Eminem's an influence. Obviously Pac, Big, Rakim. Like, I just love the greats. I just love great music.
Oh yeah, no, Rakim is always hands down my number one MC in the game. So when it comes to, I noticed that some of your music is faith based.
You stop selling my music. What?
It's faith based.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, amen. Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I wouldn't even still be doing music if I wasn't spitting no substance, because I'm not here to talk about some basic stuff I was talking about when I was 17 years old anymore, 16 years old, So it's like, I feel like for me to still be doing it, I have to be spitting some shit. And like, I have to give something that the people need. And like, I'm just at this point being used as a tool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, God, use me, man. Use me, God. Like, use my voice, use me. Like, I surrendered. Like, like at this point, allow me to be whatever you desire me to be. If I'm gonna go out there and spit some Christian raps or do whatever we're gonna do, then that's what it was meant to be. However I'm gonna change lives and touch souls for God and bring unity, That's what I'm focused on, you know what I'm saying? But I like to do it in a non-preachy way because I'm just like everyone else. I'm broken. I'm a sinner. I ain't no better than no one, man. I fail every single day. I'm struggling and fighting my own battles every single day, just like everyone else. And I think because I have that vulnerability and I have that pain and conviction, even through my music, people
Mhm.
feel that shit because I put it all out there. I talk about pain. I talk about my struggles. I talk about, like you said, faith, overcoming. And I think because of that, it's like, how much of that is there really out there right now? I don't think there's a whole lot, you
Yeah.
know? So I'm gonna go keep pushing like a baby stroller. Hello.
So I was listening in, like, on your promo song, right? You're talking about how
Mhm.
you receive abundance. You wished upon it on 11/11, right?
Yep.
Do you think, because there are times that people will say that religion and spirituality don't go together in a sense? Would you agree or disagree? Because that's always been a very big conflict in
Yeah,
Christianity.
I think it's a thing that's the same as saying, "Oh, you can't smoke marijuana and be a pothead and say I love God or be religious or have faith or be spreading positivity." Like, wait a minute, you heard of Bob Marley, my bro? Like, Bob Marley was a big ass pothead, but his whole life was God and Jah and like spreading love and bringing unity, bro. Like, so I just think it's this mindset of people like they pick and choose what's right or wrong. Either way is judgment. What does it say? Only God can judge. So it's like, bro, I think you can have faith. I think you can be spiritual. But I think at this point where I'm at right now, I think the older I grow, I realize I'm at a point where more than just one religion, right?
Mhm.
I look at a whole spirituality, right? It's a 360 to me. It's not just a one-sided, okay, this is a one-dimensional religion. Like, oh, if you're this, you're that. Like sometimes religion creates division, in my opinion. And that's the
Yeah.
opposite of what God is. That's the opposite of what religion should be. You religion should unify and bring together, not divide and separate. We already have enough separation with politics, with everything, right? It's just
Mhm.
like, why do we need racism, all this shit? Why do we need more separation? So I think that at the end of the day is what I am pushing the most for my agenda is unity, bringing shit together, finding common ground, you know, whether you're black, you're white, you're whatever you are, Asian, whatever it is, bro, we all have something in common. We all bleed the same blood. We all are here for whatever purpose that is, and let's find a common ground in that purpose. And I think with that, I think I'm just a vessel of I have a bigger agenda at hand. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than music, it's bigger than was radio shit. I just feel at some point one day I'm gonna do something that's gonna just be of God's work. And that's what I'm gonna continue to strive for, you know?
Do you feel that spirituality has become a fad?
Has become a fad. Absolutely, for sure. Everything is a fad. Everything's a trend nowadays, right? It's like some people want to be religious or be spiritual just because it's like being vegan. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, this ain't nah, man. You got to be with it all day, bro. I was spiritual. I was religious and spiritual before there was even these smartphones, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you gotta stay down, and doesn't mean you're perfect. Like I said, let's bring it back to that point. No one's ever perfect. So if you fail sometimes and you have shortcomings, just know don't be too hard on yourself. As long as you continue to be mindful of that, have conviction, and strive for better. You know, and I think that's where I'm definitely at right now too. And I just try to have that conviction and own everything in my life and try to I almost call my own self out like Failure, you could do better, bro. If you knew better, you do better, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like just in general, I just hold myself accountable to.
What would you say? Because I honestly, is a very interesting topic to me. Because some would say that spirituality, the way that it's being practiced right now, would be considered demonic.
You said it.
What
You said it would be practiced. It would be called what?
considered demonic?
Oh man, I
Because
don't know.
things that are not of God, supposedly, are it would be considered something that's not of God. What is your take?
Oh man, I plead the fifth.
We're
I
gonna go
plead.
ahead and finish this
I
out
plead
then.
the fifth. I pay my lawyer. My lawyers over here like I plead the fifth, bro.
All right, let's move on. So, some of your, aside from Motown being one of your inspirations, Dre is a musician that also inspires you, right, through your music.
Outside of Motown, what inspires me with my music?
No, no, no. Dre, Dr. Dre.
Oh, Dr. Dre. Oh yeah, Dre. I mean Dre, man, I'm so jealous of my bro, man. My bro M. Taylor, which I have the new song Mama with. This guy got to get in the studio with Dre, man. And I'm like, bro, why are you making my dreams happen before me, bro? So shout out M. Dot, but we have the new single Mamba out right now. And like Dre is just, as you know, he's just a focal point of our culture, especially West Coast hip hop. Like without Dr. Dre, there'd be no NWA, there'd be no there'd be no Ice Cube, like all this shit, man. Easy E. So like, I think in general, just being from the West Coast, like just having that this hella West Coast, man. It just to me, it's like if you work with Dre, you working with the very best in the world, you know.
Yeah. Where do you see your career when it comes to your music and your broadcasting and all the things that you're dabbling in? Do you feel like you've reached the pinnacle of your career that you want to, or do you feel like there's more that you want to work on?
I'm still growing, you know. I'm still definitely growing, still definitely growing. I know I'm on an international vibe right now. We're really gonna cross over to the Latin market right now with what we're doing with this reggaeton music, and I've never ever crossed this Latin music before into the hip hop, and now that we're embracing that, it's just like a whole other thing right now. So I'm excited for Kaboom. I'm getting my Spanish on, you know, like Spanish producers I'm working with, and overall, it's just a fun process for me to evolve because it's proof that metamorphosis is real. You don't have to ever finish the way that you started. So that's what we're owning right now. It's the energy we're moving with. And hello, God is great. Hello.
Where, where in your career would you have to see yourself in order to say that you made it to the top or what you want to be?
Oh, let me move right here. It's kind of getting loud up in here. Hold on. I'm in a loud place. They people try out to let me get my interview on. Hold on. Let me move over here real quick. Hold on. I'm in this loud venue now. Hold on. I just had to step in because I have a meeting I'm about to go to, so I had to let them know I'm here. I was like, hey, bro, I'm here. I'm on the interview. I'm here, though. All right, hold on. Let me step over here real quick in this nice little valet so you get some views behind me. Hold on. All right. Can you ask me one more time?
So where is it in your career that you would have to see yourself in order to say that you've made it to where you want to be, where you've made it to the top?
Oh, man. That's a great question. What is ever a finish line for someone that's ambitious, right? What is ever your I'm done. Like I did it. Like I think it's hard because if you're endlessly ambitious, you're always gonna further the goalposts. You're always gonna further the finish line. You're always gonna like, oh, I hit that finish line, I hit that goal, but I want to do this now, or I want to do this now. Like I think unless you're just okay with being mediocre and not growing, you're always going to push. You're always going to say, hey, man, I want to be great. So what does great require? Pushing. And it's like it never stops. The work never stops. That's why they say when you get put on, when you finally make it and you do overcome, it's harder to stay on. Because once you make it, you got to keep making. You have to keep reinventing yourself. You have to keep making it. And sometimes that part is harder to even get on in the first place. So for me, it's like I think that's why the radio is so important. I think that's why the hosting, directing, producing, having other artists under me and my umbrella is so pivotal because I am enabling myself to have longevity in this industry outside of just me being an artist. You know what I'm saying? And like, of course, that's the focal point of what this was all built on. But hey, Fatal is no longer just a rapper, bro. Fatal is a rapper that turned into an entrepreneur, that turned into a brand ambassador, a father. I do it all, man. You know what I'm saying? I have kids. So like in general, like my legacy, what I consider my finish line, I don't know if I'm ever going to reach that. Cause it's like, I'm gonna be an old ass man. Like I could have like 10 Grammys and all this shit. I'm like with a wheelchair and be like, oh, you know, I want to go help some people today and go feed some kids. Like you never know, bro. Like, what is your goal? So for me, I would say the shortest answer would be greatness. And I'm going to keep pushing till I die, going towards greatness. And, you know, I'm taking my last breath, moving towards something better than what I am currently doing.
Speaking of working with others, you do charity work also.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've done a lot of stuff with kind-hearted and compassion. Hope for the Hopeless is a new foundation that we're putting together, actually, a charity foundation within the school system right now that's going to be bringing education and guidance to the kids from profile people that they actually will listen to. So we're in the process of putting that together with the school districts as well, with Frenzy Broadcasting. And yeah, we're just, in general, every day, even if it's just spreading some love to someone, whatever I do, I always try to spread some love. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere I go, I just, you know, I'm that person to be smiling and the whole room be all gloomy and sad. I walk in like, you be like, oh, geez, like yeah, that's what we doing. We bring in the vibes. Hello, you know.
No, for real. So, is there anything about your career that you feel is that you were disappointed in? Any goal that you have not reached?
Whoa, only thing I would say I would consider a disappointment was when I was younger, I didn't trust the process the same way I do now. Obviously, now that I'm older, and like I think with that, um, it it brings a lot of peace of mind. You know, I stressed myself a lot in my youth, and I was trying to be too in control of things and thinking, oh, it's gonna happen on my pace, or this ain't moving quick enough for me because this is what I want to do. This is how I see it happening. And the older you get, we get with that faith we talked about in that process of trusting it. It's like, bro, it's never on our timing. God laughs at us when He says, "Oh, we're ready, God." Like God's like, "Huh, I'm not." So we're just because I was ready, God wasn't ready for me to receive the blessings. So like now it's crazy because I'm 36 and now all my blessings are finally in front of me. It's like God was like, okay, now you're at it. Now you're getting to yourself to a position of a mentality, of a mindset where you can even receive my blessings, where you can even be here to enjoy and be prosperous with our blessings. Because it's like when I was younger, I probably would have killed myself. You know what I'm saying? My mentality, whatever it was, my addictive personality, whatever it was, whatever you want to call it, like, or just my smart mouth, whatever, my mind, lack of financial literacy, of how to spend money, how to move with money, you know what I'm saying, and invest money. It's like now I have all of that. So it's like, with that being said, trust the process, and it never ever appears the way we see it happening. But God looks at it like, oh yeah, that's right how it's supposed to happen for sure. Yeah.
For those who have doubt about the career, because I think we've all, especially people in this industry, we've all had the same story where we didn't skyrocket right away.
Mm-hmm.
What is your advice to people who are feeling defeated in any industry that they're in, that want to get to the top but are frustrated because they're not where they want to be right away?
Man, it's so hard, right? Having that patience is a hard thing to preach, right? It's easier said than done. It's so easy to say, be patient or calm down or take it. Bro, like I got bills, bro. I got kids, bro. I got life, bro. I got da-da-da, bro. Like none of that cares about none of that, right? None of that cares. Life don't care about, oh, be patient, like, right? So it's hard to say that. But man, you know what? Regardless of who your God or your higher power is, like keep that energy at a high frequency and just know that it's going to work out how it exactly is meant to be. As long as you, your personal self, do not give up no matter what. And each day you're moving, even if it's so small, you could be tiptoeing towards your goal. It doesn't matter how slow, how fast you're going. As long as you can even have days you don't move at all. But as long as by the end of the day, you're like, you know what? I am moving towards my goal, no matter how gradual pace is moving, because you'll get there. And the thing is, consistency always pays off. If you stay consistent, determined, no one's going to tell you no. You're going to make it happen one way or another. And it might take 10 years. It might take 20 years. You might be on your deathbed like, oh, shit. But you did it. And it's just part of life, because if that's all that you see yourself doing in life, whatever that passion is that fuels you, you have to go for it, because we only live once. We don't live it twice. And life is a gamble, no paradise, because you have to keep going, man. It's not easy. But if for me, this what I'm talking about, this craft, what I talk about I'm doing, is everything that fuels me. I can't live without this. I wouldn't be anything besides what I'm doing right now. Like someone asked me in an interview the other day, like, Fredo, what would you do if you weren't doing this? I got stuck for the first time in life because I don't fucking know. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I honestly could say I do not know what I would be doing. I'd probably be a hell of a car salesman or something. I'd be selling something. I don't know. But yeah, it's like this is my soul. This is my being. This is my aura. This is who I am. So if that applies towards you, towards anything you're doing in life, I would say find a way to make it happen at all costs, man. And eventually it's going to pay off if you don't stop.
Where do you see your career in the next 5 years?
Oh man, Latin American Ryan Seacrest. Hello. We are definitely going in this media conglomerate, energy, television, movies, radio. Yeah, we're not stopping. We are not stopping. We barely warming up. I got this baby bash flow going on right now. We moving with the music. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Come on, let's go.
So, aside from the project that we spoke of, do you have anything coming up from now until the end of the year?
Well, yeah, man, we got Brazilian out right now. Kaboom's coming before the end of the year. Shout out Top Notch, Donald XL Robertson. We got that Kaboom Latin record coming, and Synergy's about to drop. Mamba's out right now with M. Taylor. YBE, My Haters about to drop. Man, we got so much music in the mix right now, coming out singles, albums. We have all this going down. They are calling me over here, but
That's
I
right.
love y'all, man. I really love y'all, man. We got so
All
much,
good.
man. The
Tell
new
us how
TV
we can
shows,
find
Top
you
Shelf,
on social media so people can
FrenzyBroadcaster.com.
start following you.
Follow me at Fatell Official. It's Fatell Official. All social media. It's my boy back here. I'm doing an interview right now. Look at my boy. My boy right here from Pablito's Tacos right here, bro. That's my boy. That's my boy. He got the best tacos in town. We out here, man. No,
And
but
what's the name?
I
You can see
appreciate you
the
guys having
video.
me on, man. Much love to y'all, man. Shout out my bro, Daddy Pablito's Tacos, man. Go get the tacos too. That's my bro. He got the most fire fuego tacos you can imagine, Peruvian infused. He's actually I'm having a meeting right here about him sponsoring the shows. That's how you know we keep it pushing. We out here working. And I just want to
Let
tell
them
you
know where
guys,
they can
man, thank you for having me.
let them know where they can listen to you on your radio show.
If you want to check out my radio show, it's every Sunday. Go to rhythm1059fm.com. You can also go to frenzybroadcasting.com. And it comes on from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Sunday. Sunday Fun Day, after party radio show. As well as we have a brand new syndication launching August 2nd. So that's going to be coming to full effect every Friday as well in the Barstow market. Off the 15 on your way to Vegas. We're going to be on the radio too. So it's just amazing things happening right now, man. God gets all the glory. All praise to Jesus. Jesus, we moving. Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on our platform,
I
honey. And
appreciate you, love. Much love. Everybody tap in. I appreciate everyone. Keep it pushing. Do not stop. Do not let anyone tell you you cannot make your dreams reality. Because some told me I'm doing it right now, and they told me I couldn't. All right. Much love, y'all.
thank you, love.
Peace.
Take care. All right, y'all. What an interview. So next week, what I'm going to do for next week, I'm actually going to keep this a surprise, you guys. We have an amazing guest coming on next week. She is a pioneer and she is part of one of the biggest groups out there. So until next week, you guys, this is Changing the Game with Deandra Chanel and G-Lew, and hopefully we have my amazing co-host back next week, sending love and light to him and to all of you. You guys have a great night.
I just wanna spaceship.